Alrighty, Gemini, welcome to your reading for September 9th through 15th of how to see what's going to happen throughout the energies of the week and how to rise above it. So I'm going to have one section down here that talks about what might be inevitable on some level, on some scale, but that you aren't completely restricted by this because this is the overarching storyline that is at your highest potential of what you can manifest and how you can rise above this situation down here. Let's just start out by seeing what your past week kind of involved for you, what it brought you, what you were dealing with. I got the multiverse card. What else were you dealing with here? Okay, so the multiverse card, I don't know, I'd say it kind of just reminds me of like divine perspective, occurrences, shifting in your alignment and journey. I guess I'll read the description just because it's kind of an odd one. Multiverse is described as consider the theory of multiple dimensions of reality, all existent at once. As the five senses of humanity expand to acknowledge such alternative concepts, our experiences, intuition, and dreams may reveal fascinating moments of synchronicity. Notice these moments and let your consciousness expand to accept the possibilities. So yeah, higher divine possibility and learning about those higher potentials through dreams and aspects of fantasy. We have the retreat card here, the earth card, source, reflection, phenomenon, and responsibility. So there was a lot of stuff going on here. It seems like it was a cluttered week where you were trying to, I feel like you got a lot of great, intuitive realizations, and that you got a really good introspection of what it is that you're dedicating towards, really for your purpose. I mean, that's incredible. I don't know how much of the week you did your retreating, your hermiting, but all of those are what are at play here for what's going on from the previous week. Let's just pull one or two of these to see what the energies were in the tarot for what you were dealing with as well. What Gemini dealt with in the previous week. Six of Cups in reverse in the World. Honestly, this just feels like endings with people that you've been dealing with that you need to stop dealing with, or that you've been wanting to end experiences with, and really letting those people fall into the past and see what it is that your true identity is for who you want to be. Alrighty, so let's take a look at what the three-dimensional energies that you have coming your way are looking like. Let's just get a general scope here with this illuminated earth oracle, what Gemini is going to be dealing with in the three-dimensional energies, the inevitabilities of the coming week. Awesome. We got the mystery card. We got the wisdom card. Resistance. Protection. And structure. So right away, we are looking at a situation where you kind of just leave it up to the world, being like, I really don't know what this is that's supposed to come to me, but I think that you just actually involve yourself with things that bring you just anything that can fill your time in a way that feels right for that new perspective of what your new that new purposes that you found last week, and realizing what it is that you will and won't be spending your time in. Lots of completion that you just passed over. And at this point, let's take a look at what's really going to be going on. And we'll look at these all together here. All right, so really at the beginning of the week, you just say a true goodbye but it doesn't really feel like you get to actually tell people where your lines and your boundaries are being crossed. You are in a state where you just kind of recognize how petty those energies were and realize what it is that you just need to get for yourself right now. And I think you continue forward with this process of dedicating to your responsibilities, and you're going to find yourself in situations where people might be trying to hold these old aspects and try to maybe hide things at times or really push things on you that don't feel like they are of you at times, because you're like, this is not my storyline any longer. I'm not dealing with people who are like this anymore. And it's going to be like this attempt for contact, possibly even, by the people from the last week. And you're just going to like shut it down, and you're going to actually learn a lot about yourself with this wisdom card here. I want to lay a few of these on top here. Yeah, you will really be shutting off yourself from these people that are trying to be involved with you. And you may have even had something that was expected with them and a path that was supposed to occur, and then you realize how disruptive these people really are, this person or this place that you're involved with. And that's when you really turn your back against them right here, like I said, and say, this is not what I'm involved with. And you place yourself back into the areas of existence that you have about you, where you more further and more deeply identify with what it is that's going on, and say, this is all I am, this is all I know myself to be, and this is all that I really can be. And this is what I'm gonna freaking be. And that's when you connect with your wisdom, your higher wisdom of yourself, and know this is exactly all I really can fill my time with right now, because this is who I really am. The Resistance card and the Ten of Wands in reverse. Let's see who this is involved with or what's really going on here. Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Judgment, and the Ten of Wands in reverse again. What? Oh my god, that's freaking insane. I mean, look at that right there. Sorry guys, but it's pretty clear that you need to let go. And that's exactly what happens here. There's some letting go that occurs here, and possibly even if you don't know what this is yet, something being ended abruptly for what it is that you thought you were trying to build, or you focus on the thing that you, like we were saying earlier, that you really can only identify with. And just be true to yourself in, and that means turning your back to something that is just utterly dead and gone. You've got to let go of all those areas that hold that resistance. That's how you'll measure this, is it will feel like areas that have resistance is where you will be really done with holding all of the burdens and the involvement in those realms. The Hanged Man here in reverse, and the Protection card. Let's see what's going on there as you continue forward in the week. Five of Wands. Seven of Wands in reverse. And the Knight of Wands. Awesome. So that's great, because even already, since we see the Fool card here, that's when you take your first few steps into a new world here, because at a certain point you're like, I gotta get really primal with myself here. And that's what I'm thinking of with the Protection card, is you really getting down to the knit and grit, and kind of having faith as well for what it is that you know you need. And just still, once again, knowing that that's all you really care about is these things, or this access of freedom. And then the Hanged Man in reverse really making me think of freedom once again. Being like, okay, well, you know, I can't even grasp a new sense of perspective about you. And really you are in a whole different realm of perspective, and realizing that you're super separated from how everybody else is identifying in these scenarios and how they're acting, so much so that you realize that all of the energies are conflicting with those that you're involved with, enough that it's just so far past what your energy is willing to change of them. Hence why there's no altered perspective that can be taken from the Hanged Man, when you can change your identification of what's going on by turning yourself upside down and looking at the world differently. None of that is what you're willing to do any longer. You want to take action, but it's only for yourself, not for their game. And then you have the Fool, where you truly take a step in the right path and let go of those relationships where that person was asking for too much of you just because you had such a long existence together. But really, were those experiences acceptable? And also, some of you might be getting involved with somebody. A few of you might be getting involved with somebody that, maybe you didn't expect. A new person, and also possibly a new job, a new involvement with projects and stuff, because we have the Structure card here, where you are beginning to create and build what it is that you care about, and that's where you set off on these new beginnings. But maybe through that process, you're still kind of facing this realization that there's a lot still going on with the people that you don't want to be involved with in that process. So it could go a few different ways for you. You got to know which one this is. We've got the Lovers in reverse here, and we've got the Moon. And that means that you're going to have shadow aspects dealing in relationships, a relationship that may or may not be benefiting you, but that may or may not be something that's truly revealing all that you need to be revealing. Something might be rubbing you wrong about how the relationship is going, or how you are correlating through experiences and trying to make things work out, and knowing that there are certain aspects that you really need to that process. Where does this leave us at the end here? How does this... Let's kind of see what this is leaving you with at the end of the week. Because, wow. It's just a lot. This little deck sometimes gives a lot of cards. It's hard to control. Well, let's just take a look for a moment. We've got the Emperor in reverse. Two of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. Kind of continuing forward with this project, this process, knowing that the aspects of the structure involved aren't being upheld by others as greatly. That's what this feels like, that you are doing all the juggling because you kind of know how to keep things rolling. And thankfully, even though others are kind of, it's a little chaotic and you're not able to get the rest you're needing, and you know that there's something better, you really start to realize towards the end of the week there's a potential there of you coming back to terms of how it is that you want to be involved with these people, or finding the people that you really do deserve, but then regaining your peace and your alignment that you're really needing. Let's see how you can rise above this situation. This one's supposed to come out. Page of Wands. I'll show you those in a moment. The Lovers card, once again. This really feels like a relationship thing to me. Significant other. Two of Wands in reverse. Six of Pentacles in reverse. So you have this involvement that you can take advantage of that is, it's giving you opportunity. What you're doing here is get back and check with why you're here, what you're trying to get with your job situation, with the time you're putting forward, because you are feeling a bit, overwhelmed, about what it is that you're involved with, but don't let yourself think that this is actually yours, or that this is always how it's going to be. Two of Wands. And to me, in the reverse, it feels like you're not supposed to be looking at all of this to be your own storyline yet of what is supposed to really be your own. And that right now, what this is really about is figuring yourself out with your own energy coming up here, but with the people that you're involved with, going inward and seeing what identity within myself do I only ever want to be involved with. And that's what that feels like to me here, is that, yeah, there's some physical circumstances of you having to assert yourself in one other aspect that isn't necessarily feeling like your own right now, but what this is really about is giving you the duality of understanding, even with the people you're involved with, if they're not quite enjoyable, is that you are supposed to figure out on the inside what identity you enjoy being around within yourself the most. Which side of yourself that you prefer to hold paramount through any type of existence that could possibly come forward. But that with this Six of Pentacles in reverse is that you are not supposed to be giving these people everything right now. You are not supposed to be the one that fixes all their issues. This is about you. This is about you seeing how and why and for how long for what reasons you let yourself be involved with this person, these people, that place, and what it is that you're not willing to take forward with that. Because that's exactly everything that's going on here as well. Is you recognizing how you're not supposed to be a part of that. And that this is not your happy ending. It is not of what you take enjoyment out of, for what you look towards. And that's when you realize what it is that is your destiny on some level. And you find the people that you really deserve. If that is something that, you have a potential of that by the end of the week, but maybe you already know that person. So let's just get a few extra messages here to support you on your path. All of the description or the titles of my decks will be in the description box below. Any messages to support Gemini through this week of September 9th through 15th? We've got the White Raven Spirit, trust in the magic. The Vulture Spirit, nothing is wasted. Fascinating. So things aren't supposed to make sense right now, first of all. You're not supposed to see where the cords are connected, but you are supposed to know which cords to cut. But to know that you don't have to cut down everything right now, and that you're supposed to kind of just recognize what is of you and what isn't of you. I feel like we need one more. Because of how the Six of Pentacles is in reverse here, but then the nothing is wasted, that's kind of the opposite. But I think that's a good message to help you know that even if you are having to give forth energy, extra energy, because that's essentially what's going to happen, is the Six of Pentacles is in reverse is when you don't feel balanced in the energy that you're giving. But to know that it's because that some of this is going to go out and you're not going to see it come back. And then the cow spirit, the miracles are endless. Awesome. So things are going to just fix themselves in the moments that you least expect it. What attributes will help sustain this higher perspective alignment? Pull this from the Ganesha deck. Blessings, hell yeah. So things are going to be divinely put into motion more than you expect. So stop trying to analyze how you what is supposed to happen, because I know you got hurt by some various experiences in the recent past, but this is not the time for you to fix everything and put it back into alignment. You are supposed to take a step back, let things unveil, allow for that protection to infer, and take a time out. Allow for the blessings to come forward. Any messages from the angels for the Geminis during this week? Ask for help from others. That's also probably what that Six of Pentacles in reverse is about. And the protection and the Hangman in reverse, not having that opportunity for you to step away. And then allowing others to be involved with you, but knowing what it is that you, what your boundaries are for what you're trying to build in your structure. And knowing that in the back of your mind. Let's just pull one of these guys. Ooh, or a few. Be clear about what you want. I feel like you're going to have moments where that's going to really work out great for you to think about that in this week. Is when you are feeling things don't feel right, connect with what you are learning of that for what you do want. Being yourself is sacred, and nourish. Wonderful, guys. Well, I hope that helps you for this week. Please give me a like if you enjoyed this, and turn on that notification so that you can see the next video for the next week, so that you can keep on keeping an eye on these energies and knowing how to rise above all the scenarios that try to come your way. Love you guys so much, Gemini. You're the best. You have a divine week.